Hello everyone and welcome to RNG University. On tonight's episode, 4-color control. I've basically shared a similar deck back last week when I was showing my Atraxa domain with some counterspell, and I happened to find this deck in the metagame that seems to be basically that idea taken up a notch in control. So this 4-color control deck is focused on more or less Bant, in my opinion, and basically more or less on the white with Atraxa and a little bit of ramp, right? The idea is there. But it is not focused on the crazy ramp cards. The Stomper, the Invasions, those are the very fast ramp that this deck doesn't do. What it does is play the Courier Briefcase with Restoration of Eiganjo to try to get it back. It plays a lot of planks in order to lay down arm, and it has some counter spells in order to stay relevant against other control decks, which I think a lot of domain decks does not actually do. So let's look at the deck list itself. In the early game, we have 4 lay down arms for exiling creatures. Our opponent can gain life. We don't care. We're a control deck. Then we have 4 make disappear to make sure that we counter our opponent's big play. We also have 4 Courier's Briefcase, a small ramp card that is basically serving as a replacement for Bankbuster. It's not as great, but hey, guess what? It creates a 1/1, which we can use to make disappear right away with the Courier's Briefcase. We can actually just do this on turn 3, because on turn 3 we play Courier's Briefcase. We will have our 3rd land hopefully, and then we have the treasure token not token, but rather the treasure in terms of the Briefcase, and we can also sack that 1/1 to help make disappear a 4-drop, which probably is pretty impactful if we need to get rid of a 4-drop, like a big score or maybe a shield drift. We don't have any answers, those kind of cards. So I really like these kind of combo. Then we have 1 Invasion of New Phyrexia, really just there to help us kind of land an endgame. We're not an aggro deck, but this 1 card is an aggro card, which I really enjoy, because a lot of decks are missing just 1 card that is aggro enough that can help you win games. And then we have 2 Restoration of Eiganjo to help us filter out more planes. 3 Chrome Hull Sea Shark, in case we're going at a control versus control kind of style. Landing a Chrome Hull Sea Shark can help us get some board advantage. Or board presence rather. And then of course, Wandering Emperor. Like I said before, we're running white, we should run Wandering Emperor. And when we have 1 Memory Deluge, we don't have that many card draws in the deck, because I really don't think we need that many. And a lot of deck lists do not run that many, because Memory Deluge technically is 2 card draws, but mostly in today's meta, it is about staying alive and being able to stop your opponent rather than just having card advantage. Then 2 Sunfalls, of course, we need that for mass removal. We have 4 Leyline Binding, because we're still sort of a domain deck, even though we look at like 4 color, since we don't run red, and we only run 1 black card in terms of the Black Pit for Atraxa, but we will get all those lands out, so Leyline Leyline Binding could help. Does anyone remember Bending? crazy effect. Alright, and then we have Herd Migration, of course, another domain card, but it can also help us get the basic lands that we need. That's going to be very helpful to help us cast Atraxa or get domain off Leyline Binding, things like that. And then we look at the land base. We all obviously have 26 lands, because we have a land heavy, high mana cost deck. We have 5 plains, because Lay Down Arm and because Restoration of Eiganjo. We have 1 island, 1 swamp, 1 mountain, 1 forest, 1 of each, because we're mostly white, like I said. And then a little bit of blue for these kind of blue spells. So we have 4 Yavimaya Coast. Of course, we always want to run 1 Boseiju, just to make sure that we have that instant speed enchantment, artifact, or non-basic land removal if we need it. Well, I rarely ever see Boseiju being used as the channel ability, because it ramps our opponent, and that's really bad. But there are cases where this could be warranted. 4 Rafine's Tower, because we're a white deck that needs the 3 color base. 4 Spara Headquarter for that exact same reason. And then 3 Jetmir's Garden instead of 4, just so that we can slot in a Ziatora's Proving Ground for that good, Triumph goodness. So something to remember is that we never really want to cycle the Ziatora's Proving Ground, especially early game, before we get our domain on. Late game, it doesn't matter as much, but we can cycle the Jetmir's Garden, we can cycle the Rafine Tower, we can cycle the Spara Headquarters. All of those are more okay than cycling Ziatora's Proving Ground, in my opinion. But let's see how the game goes. Obviously, this is not my original deck. My original deck was just the Atraxa deck with 2 Devious Cover-Ups, because I run out of cards very easily. But this is still an Atraxa deck without all the ramp, but with a lot more control. I want to see whether or not that can work. I do not want to put all my faith into it, but let's try it out. So let's go to the 4-color control. And quick disclaimer, I never tried out this deck. I never test run this deck. So if I happen to lose like, 2-3 games in a row, please bear with me. And I'm really not seeing more than that many games because this is a very control heavy deck. Each game probably will last 500 hours. Opponent goes first. Our first play is a 4-drop, so this is a mulligan hand for sure. I appreciate, at least for Arena, to give us a hand that we can definitely mulligan and don't have to think about it too hard. Now this hand, I do have to think about it a little bit. I guess the Chrome Hole Sea Shark can go. It's a little bit slow, and the thing about that is if we're going second, I don't know if we can ever tempo the Chrome Hole Sea Shark out for board presence. Another play would be to put back one of the lands, because we are definitely going to get more lands in a 26 land deck. But hey, you know what? It's fine. I'd much rather have more lands than less lands. If that makes any sense. That makes no sense in my head when I said it out loud. It just sounded dumb. Alright, Jetmir Garden it is. Let's bolt the bird. Always bolt the bird. This is an old, I guess it was Legacy saying. Basically, if your opponent plays Birds of Paradise, you should lightning bolt it. Even though it's 3 damage to a 1-drop, you should do it just so that you're not behind on board. Alright, now we can. We need to play a Plank here. Because what we can do, even though it does put us in a tap land next turn, but what we can do is we can lay down Arm the Polychronos, and then we can make this appear whatever they play next. Nisa. Oh, this is the landfall. And they quit. Well, we won that one because our opponent was a coward. We countered one of their spells and removed 2 creatures, and they didn't want to play anymore. So, if you can't handle that kind of play, then Arena's probably not the right place. Go play Legacy where you win turn 1 or you lose turn 1. I say that, but I get salty all the time too. So, yeah, it's fair. 4-color control. I don't think we've had any other plays after that, but at least I called the right play to hold up a counter spell, which, I mean, it's not that smart of a play. I don't think most people playing blue can see it. Now we're playing as Pinball. Watch, opponent goes first. You go first! What? Alright, so they gotta balance it out somehow by letting us go first. They give us the worst hand possible with 2 Atraxa and a first being a 4-drop, just like last time. Alright, this is not better. In fact, it's worse. But I am gonna keep because I can put back a... I'm gonna put back a Coast, I think. I have no basic lands. If I have no basic lands, I should put back a Leyline Binding. I'm gonna need that Leyline Binding. Uh-oh. Alright, well. I might have to make this appear whatever they place. At least Lay Down Arm will hit almost anything he plays. Right, Lay Down Arm will hit a 1-drop if I fetch for a playing, and in the red deck, it's gonna be a 1-drop. Oh boy, mono red, huh? Mono red. What can we actually fight against in mono red? I don't think we have that many good cards against it. We have the Her Migration. That's definitely something that's useful. Alright, they're gonna play it in the slowest way possible. Feldon. So, we definitely have to counter Feldon. Let's go ahead and do that. Oh, we get our plane. So I don't have to Her Migration right away. That's good. Guess I'll take 2. Do they play anything? If they don't, do I fetch for a land? Phoenix. Can't block whenever damage is dealt to me. Okay, so yeah, I'm not gonna. Now I should fetch for a land. What should I fetch for though? Blue? I guess blue so that I don't take more damage from to make this appear, but It's not that good to get a more blue, right? I think it's better to get a white. So, yeah, let's get a white. Because I need the planes to kill the Bloodfeather Phoenix. Even though this looks done. Because I already have a plane. And now it's done. Because I have Jetmir's Garden. Do I play Jetmir's Garden? I can cycle Jetmir's Garden if he plays nothing else. Alright, what else we got? This is not a fun kind of style to play with. We have no ramp. And we have 4 lands in our domain deck, and we only have 1 domain. Or 1 basic land type out of 4 lands. That's even with this, that's gonna give us to 3. Not a lot. Just 3. Opponent's Mana Screw, which does make me think twice before playing Boseiju. Maybe he just needs that 3rd land for the squee, and I don't want to give him that. He's got 1 card in the graveyard. He doesn't even want to attack me because he's salty. Do I cycle the Jetmir's Garden though? Yeah, we gotta take out the Sword Sphere. Doesn't feel good, but we gotta do it. It's more damage later on, anyways, and you know he's got 1 mana left. Go to 15. We're gonna top deck a land right here. Oh yeah. Saw it coming. So we have green. Let's put out the Raffine Tower. What can I actually get from the Jetmir's Garden that makes me want to play this turn? I don't think anything. Even the Courier's Briefcase. I don't think I want to play this turn. So no place. He's gonna burn my face. Make this appear, or make this play with fire. 1 to the top. Okay, that's probably a land. Yep. Okay, so no squee, but we're going down to 11 here. Punisher. Ah, look, I have 2 or more basic lands. Your Punisher does nothing to this super crazy land deck that still draws another land. Okay, her migration. That could help. Could. Gotta play this tapped. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't think I need to gain the 3 life. I'm gonna take 5, go down to 6. So if you can deal 6 damage to me this turn, I die. Thundering Raiju. No? Oh. Huh. Alright, so I got everything but red, right? So this is gonna give me 4. 4/3/3. 4/3/3 is a lot. To be fair. 4/3/3 is a lot. But hey, I don't know if that's enough because I still gotta deal with 3 cards in hand. If 2 of those are burns, I die. Right, I can block 2 things, but not quite sure how he can finish me pretty quickly here. And I don't really have life gain in the deck. Other than Atraxa, and Atraxa takes some time to kind of go off. If he draws a lightning strike, I just die. He draws a land. Does he have a 5 mana drop? Sokazu. That's not very good for him. Doesn't do anything because I have 4 blockers. Doesn't do anything because I have 4 blockers? What? Oh, because it's Menace. I guess he does 1 damage. Brings me to 2. Play with fire kills me though. Right, I guess that's what he's hoping for. No play with fire. Okay. Well, if that's the case. He's got 1 card. Okay, 9 damage brings him to... 9 damage brings him to... I can't do the math. 14. I have 9 plus 2. That's 11 plus another 6. 11 plus 6 is 16. So I just need to bring him to 16. So yeah, I need to attack with all these to bring him to 16. Alright. Does he kill me or do I get a turn? Guess we'll find out. Punisher. That doesn't do anything. It is Menace. Take out the Punisher. We'll activate. This is lethal unless he blocks, so this is fine. We're very close. He has to block. He's doing the math here. So he has to block, yes. And he's at 3. We'll play our creature in case he gets a haster. And he's at 3, we're at 2. Close game. If he top decks a lightning strike, we just lose. GG. You know, I mean, like, we have to play it to our outs. They just have to draw their outs. And that's basically how you play mono red and play against mono red. Let's see who's luckier here. He's roping, which is not, doesn't really mean much. Most mono red players are bad players, so they're gonna BM because that's the only thing they can do. So chances are, even if he has to win, he's gonna rope out until he can burn me to death, and then he's gonna start spamming the, you know, GG and good luck and all that. Not very fun. And if they lose, they'll also rope out because they don't like playing and they don't want anyone else to have fun. Right, mono red players. You gonna do something? I cannot believe he has a calculus going on in his head of these 2 cards, which of course the arena's not gonna show us. I think for best of 1, arena should show you what your opponents had at the end because you're not facing them again next game and you really want to know what's going on. Are they just roping because they're salty? Hey, we didn't even get our domain off. I mean, I did say it was 4 colors, so we got 4. That's fair. GG. We beat him on red. We beat him on red on the brink of death. Still. We didn't even get an Atraxa out, and we had the mulligan. That was a well-earned win, in my opinion. It was really thinking about what kind of outs we have, and we did not have the best outs, but we got really lucky drawing the Leyline Binding at the end, because without that, our opponent's gonna have too many turns, and that will probably get us killed. All right, of course, that was the only one game where we got to go first. Now every other game where the opponent goes first. We have a Courier's Briefcase and a Restoration of Eiganjo. I think it's pretty good to keep. Of course, it's Jetmir, so we might have to play this slightly differently. Dark Slick Shores. Maybe it's Esper. Okay, no, it's Jetmir. So let's let the counterspell begin, I guess. No counterspell first. Flesh Gorger. Oh, is it the deck that I wanted to try? So I wanted to try a deck that was a basically Blinker. That looked like fun, but can I actually? Anyways, I'm gonna play. I'm not quite sure if this is doable. But what I wanted to do was lay down arm on the Phyrexian Flesh Gorger. Never had to try it, because they played on the prototype side, so would I be able to do it? Oh, I'm going to take a lot of damage. And then he's going to blink it, and then now I'm going to face a 7/7. Guess that's the idea. Shieldred. Okay. Now I have 3. I guess we'll take out the Phyrexian Flesh Gorger and try to exile the Shieldred. That's not very good, right? What about Invasion New Phyrexia? I can invade for 1, 2, 3. You can invade for 3, that's 6/6 board presence. How good is that? I need another plane in order to kill Shieldred with lay down arm, so that's not very good. I guess I could lay down arm and hope he doesn't have a counter spell? Oh, come on, the mirror not having a counter spell? Yeah, this is playing to the outs, whereas in this is tempo. Right? I think this is a little bit better on tempo. I can only do 3. But if he has like a Gix command or something, we just lose here anyways. And opponent went first. What can you do? And they have a Gix command. So, I'm just gonna leave because that's GG. Opponent goes first. Perfect 2, 3, 2. Oh, did they play a 2 drop? 3, 4, 5 drop for sure. And we did not get to play any magic there. So, it is what it is. We didn't get enough planes for laydown arm. If we had 4 planes with laydown arm on the Shieldred that turn, it would have been a different game. But of course, we didn't get to do that, so... Hey, what do you know? I'm gonna keep out 3 lands, so it's not that bad, but the lands I have are not blue. So, I guess I have 1 plane for laydown arm. That's fair. Now I have make this appear. I don't need to cycle the Her Migration against this deck. What is this? Blue, black. Oh, Esper Control. Yeesh. Okay. So against Esper Control, do I want to cycle? Oh no, they're just going to attack. And against Esper Control, I guess I do want to cycle, right? I get everything but black, so I need to get a black mana out. And cycling Her Migration is pretty useful, I would say, for this turn, just to fill out my mana, because I don't think I'll ever get to cast this against Esper Control. I also need more white, but yeah, that's fine. There's almost no card in the meta that makes you discard a land card, I mean, the basic land card. So keeping basic lands in your hand should be fine. He's 4 mana. Esper Control. It's gonna out-control us because we got a lot of removal that basically are dead cards. I don't need another Jetmir's Garden, so I can cycle this if we got nothing else to play. Do I want to cycle this right now, though? I want to play Wandering Emperor and get a counter. If I play Wandering Emperor and get a counter, I don't really have a follow-up next turn, so... If I play Jetmir's Garden, he can play his Wandering Emperor. And then what? Nah, this is not... Gotta be patient. Gotta be patient. See? Just gotta be patient. He'll tap himself out. He's got 1 mana. He's gonna cut down my 2/2. He might. There's the cut down on the 2/2. Okay, and then he's gonna attack the Emperor, which means I'm not getting a poison counter at least.
Watch out. I never give up.
Two mana. 3 mana. The Celestis, okay. The Celestis is pretty scary. I gotta keep playing things or it's gonna trigger. So, I could Boseiju the Celestis. Do I want to Boseiju the Celestis? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 mana here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 mana on my side. Don't have Counterspell. I have Restoration of Eiganjo. I guess I can play that. Get a Plains out. I don't think he's gonna counter a Restoration here. And Wandering Emperor's not gonna live through all these Myrics, so I think it's time my Emperor goes. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Our swords will cross again. We must protect the people.
We played a land this turn already. Alright, so that's all we're gonna do. Do I want to Boseiju his Celestus? Not on this turn. I will have to Boseiju his Celestus. I don't have any artifact removal, so Boseiju is it. Mirix is also annoying, but I'm gonna do it here. Oh, I can actually take the lay down arm and change that to a Boseiju. Okay. Will he make the same mistake? He does. I mean, we did this before. Looks pretty familiar. Obviously, he can kill my, he can kill my Wandering Emperor if he just attacks all of them. Which I'm pretty sure he will. Makes sense, too. But I need to get some border presence, so it is what it is.
Until next time, then.
He takes it? Do I Sunfall so that he doesn't get to Sunfall me? I do have an Architect, though. I like my Architect. That's fine. If he just keeps making 1/1s, it's annoying, but that's nothing. It's a card draw, but, you know, at least we took out a Celestus. That's the biggest card draw engine that he has. We need a lot of... How is this a fair land? Honestly, like, all these land with abilities are not fair in the metagame. Because, well, I guess it's fair in that we need to have a lot of Fields of Ruin in our deck. But if you play a monocolored deck, you really can't have that many Fields of Ruin. Opponent plays nothing? I guess we'll play nothing. We get a bunch of laydown arms. That's not good in this meta. So, Wandering Emperor doesn't do anything to us. Maybe he's waiting for a Sunfall. He makes a 1/1, I make a 1/1. Double Mirix. Opponent is as greedy as can be, and it's gonna beat us to it. Or with it. We only have one make disappear and have 5 cards. We don't have enough counterspells. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. So they can cast anything below a 5. Or below 5 or below, rather. Oh, he is attacking. Oh. He is Sunfalling this turn, I guess. Maybe he's playing Farewell. That would be wrong, but he might be. Because he could probably send some make disappear, right? Actually, no, again, I've not shown any blue cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? He's got 2 to pay for the half to make disappear. The other, oh, it is a Farewell. So, we can get rid of it. We can get rid of it with our 1/1. Should we do it? Should we let him Farewell our board so that we can Her Migration? Yeah. Now let's get a land out first. Herd Migration. I think we have Domain. 1, 2. Negate. here. Don't counter my own spell here. I don't even know why that's an option. They make that an option, but they don't make me be able to respond to my own spell with another ability. Union, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Still have 6 mana. Wow. Yeah, well, if we top deck Atraxa here, we got this. If we don't, we lose. Maybe we have one more draw. Actually, we can't play Atraxa with this draw. Leyline Binding. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, that's game. We have just lost. Yep, we're just lost. So, I don't want to play this out. We haven't lose, but this is just going to snowball out of control on our side. And that's it. That's 4-color control. Honestly, I think this deck is really good. To be fair, right, you saw how the last few games went. We won the first few games because we were better players. We lost the last few games because the arena was cheating us. Every time we win, it's always because I'm a good player. Every time we lose, it's always because the arena's cheating. Obviously. But if you look at the deck list, it is a very sort of mid-tier control style. It is not top of the list of control. Because top of the list control gets beat down by aggro and tempo, this can hold its own against beat down aggro. However, this does not hold its own against top of the metagame control because, hey, you know what? If they just counter our big plays, we just kind of get stuck. These are very heavy plays, 7-drop, 7-drop. They're very heavy plays, and especially if we don't draw it, it's even harder to win. And that is a problem, but it is a problem that we have to live with because that's how Arena plays. On the other hand, you know, if you don't like Arena cheating you, I would not recommend playing this game because this game has a very high chance of Arena cheating you just because it's very draw dependent, right? If you don't draw the right cards, if you draw all these cards opening hand and none of the domain lands, then you're gonna lose. If you draw only this half and never this half, you're also gonna lose. So that is something that you have to think about when you play this deck. But overall, if you average it out, it is a fun deck to play because it has a lot of dimensions to it. And I appreciate that kind of deck. So even though Arena will occasionally, and by occasionally, I mean every 7 out of 8 games, Arena is going to cheat you out of your win, you can still have fun if you really like to think about your outs and play to those. That's all I got for you today. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you guys next time.